Henry Cavill might secretly be playing Ultraman in James Gunn's Superman. Yeah, that Henry Cavill. The OG DCEU Superman, the one they replaced. And if this theory is real, it could be the most savage redemption arc we've ever seen. Let's break it down. Before we do that, shout out to all 1,000 of you who subscribed in just 7 days. I've been reading every comment, every bit of feedback, and it means a lot. If you're new here, hit that sub button so we can keep this nerdy takeover going. Now back to the video. Let's get one thing straight. Ultraman is not just some random villain. This dude is a walking nuclear warhead wearing Superman's face. And the more we find out, the more obvious it gets. This isn't just another throwaway antagonist. This is a statement. A multiverse-level threat disguised as a familiar face. Now, if you've read the comics, you already know who Ultraman is. He's Superman's evil counterpart from Earth 3. Same powers, same look. But this dude? He grew up without the Kents, without compassion, and without limits. Instead of standing for truth and hope, Ultraman stands for control, dominance, and fear. And here's where things get wild. Ultraman is literally powered by green kryptonite. Not weakened, empowered. And instead of the sun giving him strength like Clark Kent, sunlight is his weakness. That's why, in the trailers, you see him suited up in that black Kryptonian armor. It's not a style choice, it's protection. And it screams, "I'm not from around here." The craziest part? DC's own official toy merch confirms this. The toys label him as Ultraman. Not Zod, not Bizarro, not a clone, Ultraman. And yet, for some reason, Warner Brothers still hasn't revealed who's playing him. Think about that. We know who's playing every other character in this movie. We've seen set leaks, trailers, behind-the-scenes footage, but Ultraman, his face is hidden. His name isn't in the credits. And despite all the marketing, they're keeping it secret. That's not a coincidence, that's a setup. And if this guy is really just a villain of the week, why the mystery? Why all the secrecy? Why does the entire movie seem to be dancing around the one guy who looks exactly like Superman but isn't played by the same actor? It's almost like they're trying to hide something or someone. And when you put all of this together, the character, the suit, the powers, the secrecy, it's starting to feel like Ultraman isn't just a plot device. He's the key to something way bigger. If Ultraman is supposed to be Superman's multiverse twin, literally the same person from a different universe, then explain this. Why is he shorter? And I'm not just saying he looks a little different. I mean noticeably shorter. Like, you don't even need a measuring tape. Just watch the trailer, look at the set photos, compare the official toys. Ultraman is visibly shorter than David Corenswet's Superman. And you can't write that off as some random visual inconsistency. This is DC Studios. James Gunn doesn't do things by accident. Everything is precise. So if Ultraman is meant to be a version of Superman, wouldn't you expect him to look the same? Same build, same height, same physicality. But here, that's not what we're seeing. So here's the question. Why would they cast a different sized actor to play Superman's supposed twin? Unless it's not David Corenswet under that black suit at all. Because someone else does fit the profile. Same Kryptonian body type, iconic presence, a little shorter than Corenswet. Cavill is 6'1", that's 185 centimeters. While Corenswet is a towering 6'4", 193 centimeters. That's a perfect match for what we're seeing on screen. And let's not forget, Cavill has always had that broader, more battle-hardened frame. In fact, Ultraman's physicality, the thicker neck, the wider shoulders, the darker, more aggressive posture, it feels way more like Cavill's Superman than Corenswet's. And what's more, Ultraman's actor has never been named. No cast list, no credit, no press announcement. Just this looming black-suited figure they keep hiding in shadows. You're telling me Warner Brothers has a brand new version of Superman's biggest multiversal enemy, and they're not naming the actor? Unless naming him ruins the surprise? And what actor would break the internet if revealed? Cavill, the man James Gunn supposedly let go from the DCU, making a comeback as a dark mirror to his own legacy? That's not just poetic. That's marketing gold. Now let's talk about the silence, because Henry Cavill's been way too quiet, like suspiciously quiet. And for a guy who was once the face of Superman, the silence is deafening. Let's rewind. After his brief return in Black Adam, remember that iconic post-credit scene where fans went absolutely feral? It felt like Cavill was officially back. He posted that heartfelt Instagram video saying, "The cape is still mine." Fans were hyped, the studio was buzzing, and then boom, James Gunn takes over DC. And just like that, Cavill's Superman, gone. "We're going in a different direction," Gunn said. Cavill's role as Superman was over. Except, was it really? Because ever since then, Henry Cavill has basically vanished from Hollywood. He hasn't said a single word about James Gunn's reboot. No public statements, no social media posts, nothing about the new Superman, nothing about David Corenswet, nothing about his own exit. Radio, silence. And let's be real, that's not normal. Not for Cavill, not for someone who usually keeps it classy, posts updates, and stays connected with fans. Instead, he dipped. And what has he done since the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare? Literally nothing major. He didn't announce a new blockbuster, no superhero franchise, no Witcher comeback. But then recently, he pops up with a brand new haircut. And guess what? That slick back Kryptonian fade just happens to look exactly like Ultraman's hairstyle in the Superman trailers. And this is what seals it. They've confirmed the character as Ultraman, they've shown his full suit, they've made the toys, but they haven't revealed who's playing him. No actor named, no credits, no face. If this were just a random stunt guy or alternate clone, they'd tell us. But the fact that they're hiding it, yeah, that screams surprise cameo energy. If Henry Cavill is actually Ultraman, then this would be one of the smartest moves in comic book movie history. Because think about the layers. This isn't just bringing Cavill back for fan service. It's a total narrative inversion. You're taking the man who is the symbol of hope in the DCEU, the guy who literally flew down in Man of Steel to save the world, and flipping him into the darkest possible version of that character. No redemption arc, no cape blowing in the wind. Just a cold, violent, broken Superman who chose to dominate instead of protect. That's poetic. That's Shakespeare-level drama in a cape. And for fans, it's the ultimate emotional whiplash. Because let's be real, a lot of people were devastated when Cavill got dropped. The fandom split, Twitter melted, everyone wanted closure, justice, or at the very least, one more proper goodbye. But this would give them something better. Not just a cameo, not a flashback. A full theatrical return in the boldest, most unexpected way possible. Let's not act surprised, because if anyone was gonna pull something this wild off, it's James Gunn. The man isn't just directing a Superman reboot, he's rebuilding an entire cinematic universe from scratch. And the one thing he knows better than almost anyone in the industry, audience manipulation. This dude doesn't just write stories, he sets traps, emotional traps, nostalgia traps, shock value traps. He knows how to make you feel something and then flip that feeling on its head. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, a team nobody cared about until he made them your favorite characters. He did it with the Suicide Squad, turning D-list villains into fan favorites. And now, he's doing it again, but on a multiverse level. Here's the thing, James Gunn has made it very clear that his DC universe is moving forward. New cast, new tone, fresh start. And he told fans respectfully that Henry Cavill wasn't part of that vision, and everyone believed him. We accepted it, or at least we thought we did. But that's exactly how Gunn works. While everyone's looking at the left hand hyping up David Cornsweet, Lois Lane, and Mr. Terrific, the right hand is loading a nuke into the shadows. And that nuke's name? Ultraman. You can already feel the setup, this hidden character, this unexplained casting silence, the camera angles that conveniently never show his full face. It's too calculated, because this isn't a leak. This isn't WB being sloppy. This is intentional misdirection. Gunn is playing the long game. He wants you to think Cavill is gone, that his version of Superman is over. So when Cavill shows up in the middle of Superman, in full Ultraman glory, the collective theater reaction will be nuclear. But it's more than a cheap surprise. It's storytelling, it's strategy. It's 4D chess. Gunn knows the Cavill fandom is huge. He knows the Snyderverse crew is still active online. And instead of ignoring them or pandering to them, he's using their expectations against them. He's turning their disappointment into narrative fuel, turning a recast into a plot twist, turning the most controversial decision in DC's recent history into a cinematic mic drop. That's not just good directing, that's Kevin Feige-level masterminding. And if this theory turns out to be true, it means Gunn just checkmated everyone in one move. He didn't abandon the past, he weaponized it. And the face of that weapon? Henry Cavill as Ultraman.